Hey guys, Funky Music here. Hey, just wanted to talk today about these Warmane forums. My God, are they horrendous? I really wish I could go into better detail with this. I maybe will make another video and redo this one. But I think it's more important to get a video out rather than do all the little cutscenes and little bits and go through it, which I can do at a later video, but this is what's wrong with the Warmane forums. Look, and this is not specifically just calling out one person because I'm going to get accused of that and blah, blah, blah. Look, there are a lot of people, guys, on the forums that are going to give you false information about a spec in a class just because they like that spec or they like that class. They think that's the best in the game, or they think what they're even talking about is viable. Just because you like it and the talent works for you does not mean you're using it to its maximum effect, nor are you using your socket bonuses or your sockets or your professions to maximum effect. A lot of guides fail to cover that as well. So just a couple things to look for in guides. If you see a lot of people disagreeing with things in a guide, generally I would say generally don't follow it. When you see people asking questions about things, that's one thing, but when you see people totally just disagreeing in multiple occasions, it's just, and even then there's certain people on the forums who have moderator power, who will delete anything because it's their thread and they don't want any criticism in their thread. You know, you go to, and here's the other thing too, guys, on the forums, there's just a lot of two-faced stuff on the Warmane forums. I would highly, highly, highly suggest find a good player in the game, ask them where they got their information from, or ask them any questions that you have. The Warmane forums, while fun to troll, are basically for trolling, and that is all. I've put guides on there. And people that I know that are really knowledgeable in the game have put guides on there, but unfortunately there have been other guides that pop up or duplicate guides. There's like 4 different guides for, let's say Holy Priest or something like that, and unfortunately each guide is somebody is if you read through you'll see that like a lot of these guides there's multiple ones. There's different people, talking about what's best, and different people saying this is good, this is good, this is good, or I like this is why this is the best spec. And generally when you find guides with or a class with a lot of guides out there for the same class and the same expansion, one of them probably is correct, the rest of them are just talking nonsense. And unfortunately for a very new player who is not well versed in what the hell people are talking about, that can be very, very, very confusing. So just something to look forward to when you're thinking about looking for a guide on the forums. I would highly suggest do not do that. Ask people in game. They usually are nice enough to direct you to somebody who will help you out. There's also the occasion where they'll just talk out their rear end, which has happened on multiple occasions when I'm trying to help people in game, and they just, even when you break it down and explain it to them, they refuse to believe that you're correct. But anyways, moving on. Just like the guides part of Warmane forums is just, and like I said, I know there's people out there who have perfectly good guides. I myself, have guides out there that are 100% correct. And you have like people like Nemo who's got guides out there that are correct, and there's plenty of people out there who have these correct guides, but unfortunately you run into this problem where people somehow think that they're right, I don't know, and then they don't do any theory crafting behind it. If you get to a guide and they say this is best because of X reason, even if they show any kind of theory crafting behind it, and then somebody can come along and be like, and then, like I said, if that gets blown up, I'm repeating myself again. Look, the whole point is, even some of these guides that are out there, you have to be careful about. So do both. Look in game and get on the forums and look. Another thing is on these Warmane forums. Look, guys, these Warmane forums are so cancerous anymore. It is beyond ridiculousness. And I haven't really been on the forums a whole lot, you know, since my ban, permaban, which whatever, who cares? I haven't been on there a whole lot, but everyone else who is on there will send me links. Hey, Funky, check this out. Check this out. You got to check this out. Check that out. So I'll get on there and check something out. And God, after a while, you're just like, you know, there's only so much you can just block out and ignore before you're finally like, okay, there's no way that you can be saying this shit. No way that this could be coming out of your mouth. Okay. And, like, here's a perfect example of Mercy talking about just the world's craziest crap. And this is, I don't even care anymore. Call it an attack on her. I don't give a shit. But these Warmane mods have got to freaking grow up and just get over themselves. You're a moderator on a fucking private server. Get over it. Literally. It's fine. Just do your job. Like... I don't tell people, look, if you have a set of rules and you want me to follow them, that's cool. I break those rules, you punish me, that's cool. But when when you got people that don't even follow their own damn rules and break them, like the time that our thread got shut down, reopened, and shut down again when it was told that it was good by the lead mod that it was supposed to stay open, then it gets shut down again. Because one of the other moderators gets pissed off. Yeah, no, it's a clear violation in just doing whatever the fuck you want of the rules. And this has like followed me. It seems like whenever I'm in a top guild, like this discussion just keeps coming up. It came up after I left Aurora and went to Udba and Ohana, and now wherever the hell I'm going to be going after this. It just keeps coming up, and it's with the same people. And I'm like, okay, look, I've been banned. I try to stay out of the foreign politics stuff for the most part. Like, I really, really have tried to, like, not get on there because it's just mind-boggling stupid how ridiculous it is. So I try to stay out of it. But stuff like this, like, okay, you got Mercy talking about how you shouldn't use, like, I don't need to use CLC RET and I don't need to use Pally Power. Like, do you understand, like, quality of life things that make the game easier? Like, you're acting like CLC RET or Pally Power is a crutch. Like, no. Like, why would you tell this brand new guy not to get those two things? And then you start referencing your retail experience in Swift. Oh, my God. Just because you play with Swifty once doesn't make you a fucking retail hero. Okay? There's thousands of people who play with him every day. Anyways, and then talking about how, and then she goes on saying, or he, she, whatever the fuck, who the fuck even knows anymore, saying about, Mercy says that the Paladin buffs are 60 minutes. No, Paladin buffs haven't been 60, like any fucking, oh my God, I'm going to go off on a tangent here, I don't care. Any fucking moron who has played this cocksucking motherfucking game knows that the buffs are 30 minutes from Paladins. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. They're like, so you obviously just taking it out of your ass because you have no, this is what I'm talking about. People like this talking out their fucking ass, making other people fucking believe what they're saying because they're in a position of power on Warmane. People that come along and read what they say and take it as truth, and it isn't even close to the truth, and then you try to explain it away with, I've confused my buffs with online, or I've confused it with my buffs on live. Then look, if you cannot even compare live to Warmane, like, don't even tell me that you got him confused. If that's the case, you need to shut the fuck up with everything you've been talking about in World of Warcraft when it comes to Wrath of the Lich King, until you start motherfucking playing that shit and start doing it like on a routinely basis. Because if you can't even remember that Pally buffs are 30 fucking minutes, and I hardly fucking ever play my goddamn Paladin, and I know it's 30 minutes. Like, holy fucking shit. You just stop. Just stop. Okay? Anyways, yeah. And then you got people going on, these players, what is it? These players often being the ones who don't understand which specs should get which buffs. Like, giving a whole... She's talking about... Or he... Whatever the fuck. Mercy talking about buffs, right? You know when a paladin is assigned a buff. Correct? That's what we're talking about here. Like giving a holy priest wisdom instead of kings because they already have sanctuary. Look, you may not believe this, but sanctuary is a strength to like tanks and tanks only. I don't know why you would have sanctuary on your priest, and if you're supposed to be buffing kings, why the fuck wouldn't you be buffing kings? Like, it's stuff like this when people say it, it's just ridiculously fucking stupid and so misleading. And I don't know if these people on the forums are doing this on purpose so they keep the rest of the community stupid, or if they're doing it just to troll like certain people like me and bring me to fucking make a goddamn stupid ass video about this shit. I don't know what the hell their point is, because like this shit right here happens at least once or twice in every thread with Mercy talking about random shit that doesn't even fucking matter. And luckily this particular piece was screenshotted, and so I got a hold of this because this post got deleted. So any rebuttal or anything said against it gets deleted, and any posts that were made wrong are certainly corrected, gone back and corrected. So even when you catch them in the act, unless you print screen real quick and take a picture of something, anything you post or say will probably get deleted if it's against, you know, people like this. So it's just something to keep in mind. It's a never-ending cycle of shit on the Warmane forums, guys. It really is. It's sad to say that. I really wish there was a place where people could come and get some solid information. Like, I really wish there had been like a channel. I don't know, maybe there is. Maybe Nemo has a YouTube. I don't even know if he has a YouTube channel for like DK's stuff, you know, and a link to that in his guide or something like that. Luckily, I have one in my Druid guide, so that kind of keeps people bringing them to the channel, so I can keep them updated on things like this. But just in closing here, just avoid the Warmane forums, please. If you're looking for valid, good information, if you have to get on the forums, try to use some of the stuff I said here today to you know, learn some stuff, you know, get some knowledge about, you know, going and talking to people in game and maybe using the forums. But the forums have gotten so bad and progressively worse, and now it's basically, if you go against anything from a guide from any or from certain people, your rebuttal, even though you're right and even though you've shown that you're right, will get deleted. And unfortunately, like your account, even though you're posting from an alt account in the main, somehow it said you can't post from a main account when that person didn't even, like, there's just a lot of stupid shit going on in the forums, guys. And it's not even involving me. Like, these are other people's accounts, and they're starting to finally wake up and like finally get like just as pissed off, I think, as I am about it, because we really generally want to help the community. Like, a lot of us really do. We want to answer your questions. We want to help you out. We want to be able to be accurate with our information. And even sometimes when we are wrong, here's the big kicker to all this. When we are wrong, and I've been wrong before when I've talked about certain things, I'll come back and be like, yeah, you know what, I was wrong. You were right. I don't know, I must have missed that, but you were right. You're absolutely right. I want to make sure people get the correct information. I've been wrong just as many times as I've been right, but whenever I've been wrong, I've made sure to go back and either correct myself or correct the mistake that I made in somewhere in a guide that I've done. Shaman Guide's perfect example. I think I talked about that. I had the wrong hands as being best in slot, and totally on the YouTube video somebody called me out on it. Totally, yep, you're right. I was fucking wrong. You're absolutely correct. So yeah, just something to look at. Keep in mind, guys, don't take what you see on the Warmane forums for any grain of truth whatsoever. It's just a shit show, and unfortunately, I wish it wasn't that way, and a lot of us do feel that way. It's not just me. It's really starting to boil over with everyone else, and I've been trying to tell them for like the last, well, some of these guys have been trying to tell them for like the last year or so. Look, it's just pointless. You're at the point I was like 3 years ago. Like, you just let it go, man. Just walk away. And now they're starting to understand that they're just so, their minds are so blown away. And these are a lot of these guys have written the guides, or the ones that do a lot of the theory crafting here on Warmane, and they can't believe what the fuck is going on. So I just want to make this video and get it out there. If I get a chance and actually go through when I'm bored one night and pick out certain pieces of, what I want to talk about and maybe blast it here on the YouTube channel, we'll do that. But anyways, guys, have a good one.